Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, February 18th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SERoundtable.com. Google algorithm updates are maybe brewing. We'll see. It's been pretty quiet, so I'm sure you want to know. There was some weird Google Ads mass disapprovals that Google said was not mass disapprovals, but looked like mass disapprovals. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but more about that later. Google Search Console and Google Ads had major or significant reporting issues that we need to tell you about, and so much more. And there's no sponsor this week, but if you do want to sponsor, let me know. I could wear a t-shirt or something, or a sweatshirt, or whatever sign you might want. But this week there is no sponsor. But usually we have 3 out of the 4 weeks of the month usually sponsored. So there is an opening. If you want, hit me up. The best way is at rustybrick.com/Barry. Any event, let's get into the news. Google may be brewing some type of search algorithm update. It's been super quiet over the past probably month or so, with really very little chatter from the SEO community, which is what I look at first when it comes to should I report about an update. And the tools are weird. I'm just very weird. The tools seem to have been all over the place on some points. The chatter and the tools haven't been always syncing up recently. And it gets me a little bit concerned that something might be going on where Google's kind of fooling the tools, or the tools are kind of doing some weird updates. I've seen a lot of chatter around SEMrush's tools kind of doing these back-end data updates that are not really telling people about it, which are causing fluctuation. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with these tools, but there may have been a Google ranking update. I did see unusually more chatter in the past few days, starting around February 16th than I have in the past 3, 4, 5 weeks. So we kind of let off from like a early January to mid-January, which was really, really rapid in terms of tons of fluctuations or volatility in the Google search results. And then it kind of died off. And then we really didn't see anything almost the past 3, 4 weeks or so. Any event, here's some of the tools that show the update. I'm not exactly sure if there was a significant update or not, but there was chatter. So I did report about it. And there are people saying, yeah, I did see ranking changes to my site. So if you did see anything around February 16th, 17th, you are definitely not alone. But I wouldn't just trust the tools. Look at the actual search results themselves and look and see what happens. Check your analytic data. Just don't check the ranking tools alone. Make sure the ranking tools align with your traffic and what you see in the actual Google search results. Next is Google Ads seem to have been mass disapproving and even suspending some accounts. Now, Jenny Marvin said that there is no bug, there is no mass disapprovals going on, but something is going on where a lot of sites are getting these government documents and circumventing systems notices and disapprovals recently in the past couple weeks. There's other people complaining about similar things, but people who have never seen disapprovals are now getting, at least account managers and like agencies are seeing hundreds of their clients and ads in their clients' accounts being disapproved across multiple accounts, not just one account, but multiple accounts with the same similar disapprovals. It seems like there was a bug because a lot of them are saying, yeah, I got confirmation from my Google Ads rep that this was an issue that they're fixing. They have to resubmit all their ads. Some of them are making their ad reps resubmit them for them. But Ginny and Marvin again said, no, there's no real specific bug here. So it kind of makes me wonder, was there some type of policy adjustment? And Ginny said no. So I'm just wondering what's going on. But if you did see a lot of disapprovals with your ads, you were definitely not alone. I reported about that on February 15th. You can take a look at that thread. It's a lot of details there if you are interested. Google Search Console, the crawl stats report was missing had a gap in the data one day. I think it was, for me, February 8th or one of these dates that was completely gone. This happened before where actually Google lost 2 dates, but Google backfilled the data. It's all fixed as of yesterday afternoon. Google fixed that data and it's all there. So if you were missing that crawl stat data and you really, really needed it, it's back for you to look at. Talking about reporting issues, Google Ads had a reporting delay that caused a lot of advertiser confusion around Friday of last week, about a week ago. Google then confirmed the issue. I don't think they fixed it yet, but it is a reporting issue that happened on the 9th of February. that lasted, that was just some type of conversion reporting bug. So if you were using that conversion data for any purposes, don't worry. It's just a reporting glitch. It's not actually affecting ad serving or your ad score or machine learning or anything like that. It's just a reporting issue that's going to be fixed. So keep that in mind. Google seems to be quickly processing the Google Discover and Google News manual actions. So I think like 3 weeks ago, we reported that Google started to send out Google News and Google Discover manual actions for like lots of different types of manual actions specific to that. The Google News and Google Discover manual actions are about a year old, but they didn't really send out any manual actions or penalties until 3-4 weeks ago. Now, Glenn Gabe said he's hearing and he's seeing from, I guess, some of his clients, or maybe not clients, maybe people he have access to in the Google Search Console results, Google Search Console profiles, that they are receiving approvals and processing those Google manual actions for Google News and Google Discover penalties. So if you saw that, you were definitely not alone. Google is acting quickly on those. And there was a huge backlog, which we discussed a couple weeks ago, that Google seems to be going through. So the past, I guess, couple months or so, maybe a few months, I've been getting emails and notifications about there's this Google snippet wide ban. Because some guy made a video basically calling this what he calls a site-wide Google snippet ban. And what's going on? And the truth is, it's nothing going on. I basically referenced to him saying, you're citing this, it happened around November, where your site stopped showing snippets or rich results, like the stars or pupils, any like richer results in the search results. And that's what happens. Google has said numerous times, we reported about it numerous times, that core updates directly impact the rich results that a site could show. If you are deemed to not be quality enough after one of these core updates run, your snippets will disappear. That's for sure. So John Mueller finally responded to this. I just basically emailed back and forth with the guys who were emailing me, basically saying, is there a short version with just whatever, basically asking for specific examples. But he basically said, no, there is no site-wide snippet ban. And I concluded a whole Twitter thread about this, but there could be a number of reasons why a site could lose rich results, and it's not like some type of a conspiracy ban type of thing against specific sites. So definitely take a look at that thread if you've ever seen that stuff. It's something that's going to be blown out of proportion because there's definitely websites that have lots of rich results. But Google, over years and years, have been much more strict about which sites for which queries can actually show rich results, and some sites just don't meet the snuff. They don't have enough quality to actually get that. And Google Ads Editor is planning to gain the Performance Max campaigns in the next release. I'm not sure when the next release will be, but we're at version 1.8 now of Google Ads Editor, and that will be version, I guess, either 1.9 or maybe 2.0 when Performance Max campaigns are supported in Google Ads Manager. Of course, Google is pushing in the ad system Performance Max big time, so you'll see that in the new Google Ads Editor release. Talking about Google Performance Max, Google said there's no plans for a keyword tab in the Performance Max campaigns, but they will be adding negative keywords at the account level, so keep that in mind. Also, on the ad side, Google has released a new ads policy called Destination Not Accessible. It basically is for issues where if somebody clicks on the ad and is unable to access that for, let's say, reasons like the site is not accessible in your location, or it's down for maintenance, or not allowed destinations that are not accessible to a specific target location. I don't know, it could be for like things like, I don't know, alcohol or gambling or whatever. That's a new destination policy that Google's going to head and serve errors to in the Google Ads system starting at the end of March. Google Ads also gave the ability to create and show more ad extensions through machine learning and other techniques, so definitely take a look at that. And Ginny Marvin said that for machine learning to work better with Google Ads, you need at least a minimum of 15 conversions in 30 days. They recommend 50 to 100 conversions for real performance, but you need at least 15 conversions in the past 30 days for that to work. Microsoft Advertising has expanded to 29 countries, as well as supporting now 19 different languages. So there's a big expansion there for Microsoft Advertising and search. Pretty cool. Google AdSense launched this new related search for content pages. So basically, it's interesting because like a year ago, Google removed their link ad units, which basically were kind of like this, similar to this, but not as rich. And now this basically shows you related content to the person's page. in an ad unit format. So it's kind of like bridging your content to search results, which is kind of like the old link units, but it's much more rich. And looking, here's a GIF of it in action, so you can take a look at that. It's very interesting to see that. I guess that Google had this plan all along. I'm not sure why didn't they just replace it when it launched, but it is what it is. Google Business Profile Manager seems to be removing the appointment links and the ability to edit and modify those appointment links. Not sure if it's a bug or if it's a feature, meaning it's going away for sure. Google Business Profiles has launched a new business calls API. So if you want to like plug in the history of phone calls you receive from people calling you from Google Maps or Google Search through your local listing, you could actually pull that data through an API into your CRM, which is pretty cool. Google Business Profiles said they're sunsetting and deprecating the follow and welcome offers from your Google local business profile listing. So there used to be a feature that launched in 2018 to click follow and you could follow that business and get notifications from that business. And then in 2019, Google launched the ability to follow and get welcome offers. Here's a GIF of how it actually looked back in the day. It's going away. I'm not sure. Google said soon. I'm not actually sure when soon is, but it's going away. Google Ads is testing larger site link blocks, which is pretty cool. Here's a screenshot of that. Google is also testing double site names and URLs in the search result snippets. Here's another screenshot of that. Google Search is also asking searchers before they actually leave reviews, do you own this product? We've seen examples where they said, did you shop at this store before? And other examples, but Google's now asking, do you own this product before you actually do a rating of that product? Here's another screenshot of that. And finally, this is not new, but Google said 15% of queries are still new to Google. 15% of searches that people enter into Google are still new to Google. This is a stat Google's been sharing for about a decade. The last time Google actually updated that stat for a different number was in 2007, where it said 25% of all queries were new. And then in 2013, Google changed that number to 15%, and it's been 15% ever since 2013. So it's pretty interesting to see that number never changing. In any event, thank you so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, seroundtable.com. Please, of course, like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends to subscribe. This is available not just on YouTube, but also Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all your favorite podcast players. So check it out and let me know what you think. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Speak to you guys later. Bye-bye.